life are looking for how do I make a life worth living and retirement worth having. When we're busy in our lives, we often think that life just goes on for everyone else. But sometimes we make an impact on someone's life that impacts them so profoundly, so deeply that they don't exactly go on the same way. They're not able to function is highly untrue. They're not willing to function is also untrue. But what we do have in the world are monstrous secret societies, monstrous lying groups who like to play with people's bodies and their records and things that don't lawfully, under federal law or any international human rights treaty, belong to them. So how do we handle this? How do we handle that we have people who want to be above the law, over God's plans for people, and interfering with other people's lives to the point that the individual they're interfering with is being sexually assaulted, physically abused, psychologically tortured, and literally put in a situation where they have to choose their life over yours? The Second Amendment of the United States Constitution is being somewhat abused right now with regard to the National Rifles Associations, and they're being attacked by people. You see, it's not really the Rifle Association that's the problem. It's the people who are in leadership, perhaps, of it, and the committees that govern it that might be the issue. Sometimes in the world we have to take things back. We have to reclaim things for the government, and we have to recognize that people have the right to defend themselves against predators, sexual predators, physical assault predators, molesters, and mutilators of people's bodies and organs and lives. If we don't have that right, then how do we defend ourselves against the men in the force who lie, steal, and cheat us out of our rightful opportunities in life? In life, God has a plan for people, and God's plan includes all kinds of twists and turns and ups and downs and low valleys and high mountains and peaks where we have success and we have sometimes failures. But when people get on a good track in their life, they have success. They have success and they live their lives without any problems. But what's absolutely fascinating to the Lord in the house of God is probably that when people go through a downturn, when people lose a relationship, when people lose a spouse, when people lose a child, they're not quite the same after that. Their performance may dwindle. Their capabilities may be on hold. They might be stuck in an idea that a child who's a child of someone they love is still only a certain years old. But what they discover as the years pass and they're sitting there waiting for that person to come back in that relationship that God's promised to last, but what they find is some satanic force has moved in, interfered through gossip networks, through ill will advice, through inappropriate, unwise capabilities and unwise advice.